while sprinting is a form of anaerobic training, and that seems more aligned with swim, bike and run for us as triathletes, you do some sprint swimming, you do some sprint cycling, you do some sprint running. What is a little bit more divisive amongst triathlon coaches and amongst the triathlon community is gymming and gym lifting. You might think that as an endurance athlete, you go to the gym and you'll perform a high number of repetitions with a low weight. Well, I actually want to counter that and go for the exact opposite approach. A low number of repetitions with a heavy weight. Now, the reason I want to do that is it's taking advantage of something called the neuromuscular system and the flaws that are left behind by doing vast amounts of endurance or aerobic training. Now, when we do aerobic training, we're working at a very low level of contractile force. When you lift something that is as heavy as you can possibly manage to lift, you're exerting a high level of contractile force. Now, by doing that, I feel, and I would argue, that you enhance your triathlon and endurance performance. My main argument for using the high resistance, low volume approach to gym training is that it doesn't stimulate increases in muscle mass, so you don't get bigger, heavier, and therefore slower. The reason for that is that by lifting something that is heavy, it requires you to exert a high contractile force, and you only are going to do that, let's say, 5 or less times, or 5 or less reps. What it does is it forces your mind to recruit more muscle fibers. And by recruiting more muscle fibers, you're able to get more out of the muscle that is there. So you're not making it bigger, you're just making it more functional and more effective. So therefore, it's free speed and free power. Going for a 4-hour ride, for example, you're never gonna exert a large amount of contractile force from the big muscles of your legs, so your quadriceps, your hamstrings and your glutes. However, get yourself under a heavy weight, talking 100 plus kilograms. If you can get up to 200, then great. And trying to lift that in a leg press, I would suggest 5 sets of 5 reps. That is what's going to really help your muscles and your neuromuscular system to recruit those extra muscle fibers so that you're actually utilizing everything that's there. So that when you take that and you transfer that out onto your bike or your run, you're actually working with better economy of movement, you're more efficient and you're more powerful should you need to generate that power, be it at the start of a race, to cover a break or in a sprint finish.